What's going on, Matt? We're back real quick, man.
We're back.
We're back. My name is AG, and I'm here to talk about beef. No, I'm just kidding. But
We are talking about scams today.
we're talking about scams. We're talking about a little bit of beef. This is episode 5 of the Moon Talk Streamcast. Happy to be here with everyone. But yeah, like what we took off from last pod was these new like internet spats that we're seeing. That was kind of weird. When I saw it, I just sent it directly to you. I'm like, yo, you see
Dude,
this?
what's going on? A couple celebrities in the ring, but in the Twitter ring.
Yeah. Last episode, we were talking about a little bit our boy Gary V. And so he's got, he's mainly responsible for V Friends, but his brother and certain people that he has around him are branching off into the space as well. And there is a project, and this is from my end, this is speculation on how this beef started. So we talked about Personal Corner and Des Bryant. And how
Former wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys and a few other teams.
Correct. Yep. And he was a man while he was playing, frankly. And so his goal in the NFT space is to really empower the athletes for careers outside of sports, after sports, whatever the case may be. And so his model with Personal Corner was if you buy any of these NFTs that are from Personal Corner, you get access utility to certain events, like going to a game with Des Bryant, going to a party with Des Bryant. And I'm sure there's other pieces of utility in there that's just not events driven. Mm-hmm. But I think he saw Vayner Sports, which is a project led by Gary V's brother, correct?
Yeah. So Gary Vaynerchuk and AJ Vaynerchuk own a sports agency, Vayner Sports. AJ, Gary's brother, started an NFT project called Vayner Sports Pass, which is for the fans to interact with the people. But I'll let you keep going with this.
And real quick with that, is that more events driven than anything, or are there other?
Yeah. So right now it's by owning this pass, the Vayner Sports Pass 1, or however many tokens you have with various icons that are shown on it of different sports. Depending on what you have, you get entered into a raffle, or there are various like games or things that within the community decide who wins these exclusive things, events, meet and greets with athletes. Okay. Basically, it's all starting with the holders, the fans.
So it sounds very similar to Personal Corner.
Yeah, it is very similar. Yeah. But maybe this is where the beef started. They might have different concepts of what they're ultimately trying to do.
That's my speculation, because Des Bryant has been very vocal about, hey, this is for the athletes and how they can, continue on a career outside of physical sports, and like even putting the concepts together and building that business acumen for these NFT projects, I think is his ultimate goal.
Which is great.
Yeah, and he called out Gary V on Twitter last week, saying he doesn't like how he plays games and this is only for the athletes. And I think, and this is speculation because I don't think Gary responded or has spoken on this yet, but I think he saw the Vayner Sports project and was like, yo, that's just a ripoff of what I'm doing, and the athletes aren't getting anything. This is all fan driven. Like, cool, they get to go attend the events and everything like that, but Vayner Sports is profiting, and the athletes who they're going to see aren't getting a dime, essentially. I don't know if that's true or not. This is all speculation. And also, I don't know if Vayner Sports is paying the athletes in this project or whatever the case. They could be. And the reason why I think that is because he called out somebody else too, and I looked into their NFT project, and it was very sports event driven again. So I think surface level, that's what it is. Knowing Gary, he'll probably reach out, or was it AJ?
Yeah,
AJ. He might reach out and like do a collaboration or figure out what the disconnect is, but from the outside looking in, I think Des was like, yo, you guys are literally copying my project.
I'm interested to see how it plays out because we don't know yet. Like it's kind of, he threw that out and everyone's speculating now, but we didn't actually like get to a final part to we didn't even get like into the beef. It's just like there, and we're trying to figure out what it's about, what it's from.
Yeah, and I think this is the first like NFT beef that I've seen. I've definitely seen people get screamed on and all caps on scams, but like an actual like, my project against your project. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, because that's a very, very good point. You think it, at least in my experience, aside from the scams, like the NFT and crypto community is very supporting of each other.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of the more people in it, the more value creation can come. So it's like there's not a lot of beef between projects.
And
But
let's be honest too. There's a lot of people copying too, because it's like we were talking a lot about Bored Apes, and a lot of these other projects are ape based, and they're not really worth anything. Because I mean, they might initially because they built some hype around it, or they might be lying about their Bored Ape affiliation, and then
it's all we talked about a couple months ago. Like I feel like beginning of this year, end of last year was just we lived in the world of derivative projects and knockoffs and
it's all something punk or something ape or something woman, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I think like that's what Des felt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just
took
what I did and but the goal of the athletes profiting and leading in this sector is not being met here.
Yeah. I'm not writing Des off by any means because it's just one thing, but it's a shame to kind of throw that out. You know what? Maybe I won't even go there because we don't know what it's about. But it's like
it's all speculation.
Yeah, and there's nothing. You should be learning from other people. Like just because someone does something similar, like he should be learning from them, or they should be learning from it. It doesn't need to be an or, you know, and versus or. It's crazy. I just had a thought that is running out of my head. Oh, Gary, part of why I think he's cool, or why he's got to have some major cojones. He talks often, or he gives free information, free advice out a lot, and he always says, he's like, the ideas, even if they seem great, the ideas are the easy part, but there are so few people out there that can actually execute.
Right.
It's like, here, take my ideas, like. If I believe in, if I run with this, I'm going to do it better than you because I'm an executor.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm just going to share my knowledge and share what I know and help people that way. So just take it.
Yeah. Take I don't remember their names. The twins who claim they created Facebook, and then Zuckerberg was like, he really did that.
Because they're big in crypto. I'll think of it.
Winkleberg or something.
Winklevoss.
Okay, got you. I was halfway there.
Weren't they Avalanche? Didn't they start the Avalanche blockchain?
Yeah.
Maybe
so, we'll talk about them later. But you're completely right. Like, maybe they did see Dez's project and was like, well, we can execute on a different level. I understand his sole mission here, but this is ours. Like, who knows? We'll never fucking know. And also, this could just we could be completely off base here.
It could just be stirring something up.
Yeah. But I just thought his tweets were like weird last week, so I was like, there's definitely something there.
There's something brewing.
Yeah.
This shows you the importance. It kind of fits, but kind of maybe we'll bridge to another topic, like just understanding who's running your project. Like, are they an executor like Gary Vee talks about, or Des Bryant, like, or are they anonymous and a kid in his basement who this is his first project doing things? Like, this is like the beginning of scams and celebrity money grabs, just like jumping into things without actually knowing what's going on.
Right. Speaking of scams, I know we talked about like my initial jump in the NFTs was definitely a scam, but like, how would you talk to somebody about getting involved and not necessarily not getting scammed, because you're going to run into it, whether it's on your Discord DM or you probably get a million Twitter DMs or Instagram DMs, and people are scamming all the time. And that's really like diluting the importance of what these projects could be and what the utility could be used for. But how would you like guide somebody coming in, not to avoid scams, but just to be conscious of what's out there?
So I would start a streamcast that talks about education. No, I seriously. I mean, I
like that.
I wish I had something to listen to as I was getting into it that sort of guided me through it.
Yeah.
Because basically, I mean, I would just say to slow down and be patient. Like, take as much time as you can to understand like one or two things about whatever you're kind of jumping into, and start there, and just really get educated on what it takes to get to that step. Like, it's very difficult to add money to it. It's very difficult to buy an NFT because of how many steps it takes to
get there,
convert US dollar into ETH and to send it to this wallet and this exchange. Like,
make sure it's safe.
Yeah, it's complicated. So I think starting slow and understanding you're not going to buy an NFT today, like, learn what it takes to buy an NFT or to buy a coin. We talk NFT a lot. It fits for crypto, crypto coin too. It's like, understand the steps of creating a wallet, creating a digital wallet. Understand, like, how to have a second wallet, a cold storage or a ledger, like another form of wallet. Like, how can you protect yourself with the tools that you have while learning this stuff? I think starting defensive with an open mind, if that's possible, is the way to go.
Yeah. To add on to that,
please,
don't be married to the money initially, to what you're trying to get involved with. Because for me, like, the best way for me to learn is just to dive in head first. Like, I could sit and do all the research in the world, and this is just me personally. Yeah. And still not really understand what's going on until, like, oh, that was a scam. Now I know, like, oh, I actually came up on this one, and here's why. So that's kind of how I operate. So my advice would be, your initial investment, if you're thinking about doing this, like, being okay with losing that. Yeah. And when I say being okay with losing that, just pick a number that you're comfortable with. Like, you don't have to swing for the fence because cool cats are everywhere, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to dive into that capacity. It's more so functionally understanding how a project works, what type of utility are you getting, what is going on in the Discord, like, understanding those things while being involved. That's how I would go about it. But also the way I would go about it, 90% sure you're probably going to get scammed, because
everyone has a different approach.
To be honest with you,
it's psychology. Like, you learn best by doing. And I would recommend at some point do it. Like, you got to take a chance. You got to take a leap and trust something, which makes it all more important than what you said. Invest with the money you can afford to lose. Like, don't over leverage yourself. Like, don't put in money. Like, this is exciting and highly volatile, and it creates those gambling urges, those risky urges where you want that lottery ticket, but man, you got to pump the brakes sometimes.
Yeah, that reminds me. So there was a conference over the last weekend in Atlanta called Invest Fest, and it was the first time that they were doing this. They were trying to
Invest Fest?
Yeah, they were trying to do like Coachella for investors. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they had like Steve Harvey, all these people come in, speak. They had a couple concerts. I think Rick Ross was there too. They were talking crypto.
Show us.
Yeah, show us for real. But Steve Harvey said, like, you just don't become a millionaire. Like, you have to start. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're just in your head, NFTs are scam, but you constantly find yourself gravitating toward it or researching it or whatever the case, you're, in my opinion, you're not going to learn anything for real until you actually get started. So it's like, that goes with anything. But people do that with their own businesses. Like, hey, if this is not going to be successful immediately, I'm not even going to try. That's the mindset.
You got to try.
Like, you got to be okay with losing whatever you're okay with losing at the beginning. And who knows, you might not lose that. Might double up, might triple up. You have no idea. Yeah. But you're not going to know unless you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. A lot of the fraudulent things, the scams, are very Web 2 related, are very current in terms of how people are getting scammed individually, how people are getting their wallets broken into, because all of your currency, all of your crypto is stored on a digital wallet. How do you protect that? People are getting phished. They're getting scam emails. They're clicking links, whether it's an email, a traditional email like we get today, or you're in Discord or you're in Twitter and someone sends you a DM saying, we're minting this project right now for free. Like, go, move. Yeah. People are then signing these things that attach signs to or from your wallet, and people are draining their accounts.
Easy access to it. Yeah.
So the one thing that I'll always remember, and things have have it changed since I first jumped in. But like when you're creating a wallet, you get, at least when you're creating a MetaMask, which is the one I use, one of the most popular, the way that you hold custody, that the secret sauce is the 16-word secret recovery phrases. They're the only thing that can recover your wallet if you get locked out or someone break. If you have this recovery phrase, it's your way back in.
And definitely write that down. Don't store it in your phone or anything like that, because hackers can hack anything. I mean, I talked about it previously. My billion-dollar organization that I work for got hacked. So it's like,
all it takes is one little vulnerability, one person or software or whatever. So that, write down your secret recovery phrase, which all the major wallets, the good ones, will tell you to do. Don't take a screenshot. Don't save it on your computer. Don't just write it down, store it somewhere else.
Right.
In addition, like, do you have a ledger? Do you have a cold storage, or do you have any type of secondary?
Yeah, I have a ledger. I haven't used it yet, and the reason is, and I might have talked about this, so forgive me, but I stored my cryptocurrency on a platform that will remain nameless because I don't want anybody to look into it. They were marketing to the users of this platform that as long as you keep your crypto on this platform, we will give you guys rewards.
So it's staking.
Yes, but USD, just straight USD, and that you can reinvest, do whatever you want. And so as long as I kept it in there, I was making an extra $15 a week, $20 a week, whatever they determined that week. And during the bear market over the last few months, the CEO of this platform tried to flee the country, was trying to get just out of the picture.
You don't want to call him out?
Nah, because I don't want nobody to know what that is.
Wait till you get off that platform.
Yeah, wait till I get off. And so with that, they couldn't afford to continue to give everybody these rewards while the market was downturning. So they locked all of our wallets. So I can't get anything out of it, but of course I can invest into it if I wanted to. So I haven't used my ledger yet because I want to have access to the cryptocurrency that I own, so I can store it into a separate hardware device that's not tied to the internet whatsoever.
Gotcha.
But I highly recommend everybody get some sort of hardware wallet, because you think you're safe and you're not. I've got my own thoughts about Coinbase and what might happen with the government and things like that, so I don't want it on there either.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
no, having that second layer. You know, you've got your crypto and NFTs or whatever stored on your main wallet, which it's difficult to break in, but someone can. What a lot of people do, they send them to a Ledger or Trezor. You know, these are the top companies.
Yep.
Cold storage. Basically, it looks like a little USB device. It's actually a physical piece of hardware, a hardware wallet that you store all that crypto on. So if someone's trying to break into your digital wallet and send things or take all your money, the only way these things can move out of that digital wallet is if you physically on your ledger, on your hardware device, accept this transaction as legitimate.
Yeah.
So,
which did happen.
Yeah.
So over the last week, there was a bunch of Ethereum wallets, Ethereum specific wallets, and Solana specific wallets.
That start with Solana?
Yeah. Yeah. And
tell me about this.
Solana has, honestly, they've been having some problems altogether. Like, we started learning about it at VCon, but their network continues to fail a lot. So, and
Solana is,
it's a type of cryptocurrency,
and it's a blockchain like Ethereum.
Yeah.
So while Bitcoin actually is a blockchain, but it's just a currency. It's just a storage of value. Ethereum's actually and Solana, it's a blockchain, a platform that you can then build applications on top of.
Yep, you can build applications on these networks.
In addition to a currency.
Correct, yep. So it's got dual functionality, same as Ethereum, but the issues that they've been having is the initial draw to Solana is the transaction rate. I forget how quick it is, but it's supposed to be lightning quick. Like, you make a transaction and it's done, and that's all we want. Like, even if we're trying to purchase something overseas or whatever, we don't want to go through these
quick transaction, low fees.
Yeah, and with that, like that's a good point. With Ethereum, the biggest knock on it is the fees of the transactions. They're called gas fees when you're making a purchase of an NFT or whatever digitally, and so that's the biggest knock, and that's why Solana has risen as one of the competitors of Ethereum. But with that, the network moves at such a fast rate. The network shuts down. There's been lapses. There's been multiple of them. Luckily, the value hasn't dropped of it yet, but I can see it doing that if that continues to happen. So what some platforms have started to do is like merge Solana and Ethereum. So Solana specific NFTs now can be purchased with Ethereum.
Magic Ethan?
Yeah, Magic Ethan is a platform you can look into. An NFT platform similar to OpenSea.
You know, Magic Eden, they had tweeted something.
Oh,
They changed their
tricked
name.
me.
They changed their name to Ethan, Magic Ethan. When they announced it.
Right.
But anyways.
So that is to combine or combat some of those network issues. And so I guess when these network issues were happening recently, a bunch of Solana NFTs or a bunch of Solana wallets were just robbed by hackers and stuff like that. And that's why we're on here preaching hard wallets, have it off any network, off any platform, regardless how much you trust it or not. Like, shit can hit the fan at any time. And so with that, Ethereum wallets were also compromised because I think one of them I think it's called Ghost.
Phantom?
Yes, Phantom. And you can store Ethereum or Solana NFTs on there.
It had something to do with Phantom. I don't want to say it was one person's fault or the other, but what I was listening and reading about, it's between the actual Sol blockchain or Phantom. I think it was a vulnerability in the way Phantom created their wallets.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. You think about this. We're in this Web3 decentralization. This is still a centralized company. Phantom is a company.
Right.
Like, they are a business. Like, you still have to trust them.
That is a good point. Yeah. Like, a lot of these platforms, you still technically have to trust. It's more so the currency that you're buying into as far as the decentralization. But if you're storing it on a Phantom, on a MetaMask, on a Coinbase, you're still tied in there.
Right.
And that goes back to my point about Coinbase and like being government legislated. Like, I think that's coming for sure. I don't know when. And I don't want my crypto to be legislated. So like,
but is there a scenario where you would be more comfortable having a centralized entity take custody of your assets for a fee versus you having to go through all these steps to have it on your digital wallet, your hard wallet? You got to keep track of it. Maybe you have multiple ones. Like, it's not easy. I know what I would answer, but I want to ask you first.
My answer is both.
Yeah.
So, like, because in theory, yes, I would pay the fee for a platform to have my cryptocurrency, have my NFTs, and I pay this fee to guarantee that it's insured or whatever the case. But we've seen billion-dollar corporations screw up. You know what I'm saying? And they figure out some type of loophole why they can't refund, because insurance companies are essentially like investment firms.
Yeah.
Like, they go so hard for you. Like, if something actually happens, if you actually get into a car accident or something that you need insurance for.
Maybe a leak on my first floor.
Yeah. They go so hard for you to actually obtain what is rightfully yours, because when you initially purchase that insurance, they invest it.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't get it back as quickly. So, like, if that were to happen to my cryptocurrency portfolio or my NFT portfolio, how can I be 100% like confident that
you can't,
that's going to come back to me, or I'm going to get equal value? So that's kind of why I'm like, yes, that would be nice to have in theory, but I don't know if that could happen. So it's easier for me to think like, all right, I'm going to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? So
It's true. It's you go back and forth. It's tricky. To me, it's so much anxiety keeping track of it myself. Just worried about losing a drive or clicking one wrong link or text or something. But you make a good point, my friend.
Yeah,
the thing
man.
is, right now, imagine if all your stuff gets stolen, you have no one to call. Like,
Right.
there's no
It's on
customer
you.
service.
It's on you.
It's on you.
And you know what I do in times of need?
Tell me, Adam. Tell me what you do.
I look for a little laugh, man. So I was on Twitter a couple days ago. I sent you the video immediately. There's this clip of Crypto Boy. And you gotta laugh at yourself sometimes, man. Like, you know that South Park episode when they were making fun of everybody investing in NFTs and stuff like that. You just gotta take that on the chin. And this is definitely one that I was like, am I this big of a loser, bro?
No, but this is so funny. It just shows, like, it was a girl who created the video initially.
Yeah, I think so.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
And then some
TikTok's taking over the world,
a
man.
stranger, duetted it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I can't wait to watch this again.
It's hilarious. Can you guys roll the clip when you have opportunity?
I don't care about your crypto, boy.
God.
Not at all, not even one Bitcoin. CEO being unemployed.
Not true.
Got nothing left to give, no, to another crypto boy.
Not a crypto boy, I'm a crypto man. You think I don't make bank, but I can. Sitting over there with your judgmental eyes. I got my eyes on the prize. You don't think I make money, boy. I make more than you. I put it in my savings and I look at you and I'm a crypto man. Now what are you?
Oh, my gosh.
See, man, I'm not a crypto boy. I'm a crypto man. You know what I mean? I felt that.
You're a GAM. Oh, man.
No, but I really think like I know you go through the same thing. Like, we're both single. You be talking to some chick or whatever, and be like, "What do you do in your spare time?" And you talk about it, and it's like, "Oh, for real? You can't even like really show me anything."
Why do I think I'm talking to you about this? Because you say NF on a date, it's over. Over crypto.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can say it on the streamcast, but I was listening to this interview and they were asking him about NFTs, and it was a black dude. He's like, NFT stands for fuck that.
I've never heard that one, but it's so good. We got to find that clip.
Yeah. So I was like, there's still a lot of hate out there, man. It is what it is, and it comes back from these scams for real. So, but we're crypto men, you know what I'm saying?
Crypto men. Protect yourself. Write down your recovery phrase. Don't give it to anybody.
Yeah, and
Be
it's
smart.
going to evolve. So there's going to be other aspects of security that I'm sure are going to make us feel a little bit better about everything. But yeah, write down your phrases. And I always move with some like skepticism with anything. Like even in NFTs, I'm in it. You're in it. We still operate with skepticism. Like, we talk about different projects, but we haven't invested into them. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Like, we're still looking, trying to see if it makes sense. It's easy to say, but do your own research. Don't take anything on here like for Bible. You know what I mean? So
just be curious. Ask a lot of questions.
be curious.
Ask a lot of questions. There are a lot of helpful people, whether you start on Twitter or Discord, find a community in some way that you can and just ask them, hey, where do I start? What do you guys recommend? There's an abundance of people looking to help. So
yeah, definitely grill them in the Discord, because you've got instant access and instant responses, not only from the creators, but from everybody else who's involved. And you don't have to be involved to join that Discord server. Like, you don't have to own anything. So you can just go in there and just gather some information. What helps me on the crypto side is just having a bunch of like homies that are deep in it too. Yeah. And so all like trying to bounce ideas off each other, maybe listen to more streamcasts like this one.
Yeah, let's go. That's my next iteration in this world, learning more about the actual crypto.
Yeah,
so,
and we'll get there.
You have some of your boys on the streamcast later on.
Yeah, man, we'll get there.
But for this episode,
another episode of Moon Talk. Thank you.
Thank you.